Hey sis, are you there? I heard something was going on with you, but I'm glad that everything seems to have settled down now. I always knew that you were so nice, but I can't believe that you put yourself through all of that just for me. You really are too kind. Do you know that? Tracy, I really wasn't doing what I did for your sake, you know. I broke off my engagement with my fiancé because I caught you two having an affair with each other. Well, I know, but you were engaged to a CEO. You know that it's always been my dream to marry a rich man, right? I don't even know what to say to something like that. Is that supposed to be an excuse? Well, I've just always wanted to live like a spoiled princess, you know? I really don't know. What in the world does that even mean in this day and age? Besides, where did a dream like this even come from? It isn't like we were horribly poor or fantastically rich growing up. Well, I know, but that doesn't mean that I can't want to marry someone who is really rich, because if I did that, then I would never have to work another day in my life. And now I found that man after all this time. It really is like a real-life Cinderella story, isn't it? I don't remember the scene in Cinderella where one of the ugly sisters steals her prince away. Are you sure we were watching the same movie growing up? Oh, come on. You can't actually be mad at me for taking him for myself, right? Don't you know that all's fair in love and war? You've just got to get over this. You think this is something someone can just get over? This isn't a toy or something that you stole from me this time. We aren't kids anymore. You're right. We're adults, and I think that you're forgetting your place right now. I stole your fiancé from you, and that's a fact. You just need to accept the fact that you've been dumped for the better woman. You think I've been dumped? Please. I wouldn't have taken Jerome back if he came begging for me to take him back. I wonder if you have any idea just how pathetic and desperate you sound. I really don't care what you have to say about this anymore. I am through with the both of you. You really don't get it. You aren't the one calling the shots here. Jerome left you for me. Do you understand that? And it's because you weren't enough for him. He chose me over you because it's clear that I'm the better choice. And that's why we had an affair behind your back, because you couldn't make your fiancé happy and now he's left you. I really don't care how you try and frame it. It is true that Jerome cheated on me and that's why we're not getting married. But do you see me crying and moaning over losing him? Whatever, I just know that you've gotten better at hiding it now. But you've always been a little crybaby ever since we were little. Now who's the one trying to act all tough? We both know that you were the one who would resort to tears right away. You're just trying to project your feelings onto me, but it's not going to work. You think that I'm crying over getting your fiancé? As if. I think it's hilarious. I couldn't be happier about this. You have no idea how long it's been my dream to marry someone like a CEO and never have to work again. It's like my whole life has been leading to this moment. You really have no idea what you're talking about, do you? But whatever, what's done is done. Oh, come on! You can't just be taking it that easy. Can't you send me a message in all caps or shout at me over the phone or something at least? I'm not going to do that, but you should know that Jerome is not a CEO. What in the world are you talking about? Of course he's a CEO. He's the boss of the company that you work for, isn't that right? Actually, we have joint management of the company, if you must know. Hold on a second. What is that supposed to mean? How can you both manage the company? Well, I actually started the company with my startup capital. Jerome just snuck his way up the ranks using connections of his. The company is, however, all mine. This doesn't make any sense to me at all. What in the world are you talking about? I mean that when we first met while working for different companies, I had just established mine, and as it grew, Jerome showed interest in helping out. Then we started to talk about getting married. After I got pregnant, the board insisted that I have a co-manager in case anything happened to me, and they selected Jerome. So then, you two had the same job at the same time, but the company was really yours? But then, I don't get it. Are you telling me that you're also the CEO of a company? I would say I'm more CEO than Jerome. After all, it was my money that began the company. And I'd double check about Jerome still being a CEO since he would have been fired by now. Fired? What do you mean by that? I mean that once the board found out that Jerome was cheating on me, they asked him to step down and began a full investigation into him. It turns out that he was using company money to take you out for meals and on dates. So the board had more than enough evidence to fire Jerome right then and there. In fact, I believe all of this happened last week. Last week? Are you sure? He hasn't told me anything about any of this. Well, you might want to go and try talking to him about some of this in that case. But then, doesn't this mean that Jerome isn't even a CEO and that I won't actually be marrying a really rich guy? That's what you're worried about? I tell you that Jerome was embezzling from the company, something he could go to jail for, and that's all you care about? You're just lucky the board already agreed not to press charges as long as Jerome pays the money back. Of course, we are prepared to press charges if that doesn't happen. But I was supposed to live life like a princess. I thought I had stolen your man away from you with my charm and good looks. But now you're telling me that the man I stole from you doesn't even have a job? Yeah, and I don't imagine he has much in the way of savings given how lavishly Jerome likes to live. But why didn't you say anything about this to me sooner? You should have warned me about him. Ugh, I never want to talk to you again. Are you really saying that to me? Oh, that message isn't showing up as read. Well, okay then. Have a nice life, sis.
Hey Mabel, are you there? What the heck is the matter with you, huh? Why the heck did you have to go and tell your sister that I wasn't the CEO of our company anymore, huh?
First of all, it isn't our company. It's always been my company. Second of all, don't be upset just because I told my sister the truth. Not only about your job, but also all about how you were fired. After all, it's not like I ever promised that I wouldn't tell her.
You little... Don't you realize what you've done? Now she doesn't want to marry me anymore. You've messed up my whole life with this.
Oh, so you mean you've managed to fumble marrying 2 women now? You've really got to work on that, Jerome.
You would like to think so, wouldn't you? But it shows what you know.
And just what is that even supposed to mean, huh?
I mean that I wanted to see how you would react. The truth is that I talked to your sister and smoothed things out. So we're still going to be getting married.
And just what kind of lies did you have to tell her to get her to go along with that?
I told her that the reason I chose to step down from my position as CEO of our company is so that I can do and start my own company. And I've already been preparing for this for a long time. After all, I was the one who took our company to where it is today. I know all about how to raise a successful company from the ground up now.
You're really going to start a company all by yourself?
What? Like it's hard? I'm going to start a company and it's going to grow far beyond what you could ever imagine. I'll dominate the industry and become untouchable.
Well, you might know how to found a company, but that doesn't mean that you're any good as a manager. And I don't think you've ever shown any promise there anyways.
Are you kidding me? You're just jealous because I left you and our company to go start my own with my new woman.
You can't actually think that I'm jealous of either you or my sister, right? You realize how stupid you sound, don't you?
Whatever. You're the one who doesn't know what you're talking about. Tracy and I are going to live happily ever after while your company just crumbles without me. Just stay out of my way and never try to interfere with my life again.
I really don't care what you and my sister choose to do with your lives, but you do realize that you need capital to start a business, right? Do you have that kind of money? Because I know that you still owe me for the legal fees from your affair.
You think a genius like me needs to waste my brain power on small details like that? I have big plans, and when I tell them to the bank, they're going to have to give me my loan. And I'll get the loan and start my company and have everything up and running in 6 months.
6 months, huh? You really think you can handle doing all that in such little time? Well, in that case, I want you to pay me what you owe me right now.
This is why you always used to get on my nerves. The second you saw that I was going anywhere in life, you would always find a way to try and hold me back. Why can't you just be more like your sister and let me do whatever I want without making little comments on it?
If you've got a problem with constructive criticism now, just wait until you're in a boardroom meeting. Besides, you knew that I was like this when we first started dating. Did you really expect me to change?
You know, I never even wanted to be engaged to you. But I knew that it was the only way to hold on to my position and my power. But then I met your sister, and I realized I didn't have to sell my soul to live like this. What your sister and I have is true love, and it's going to give us the success we need.
Well, I really do hate to stomp on your dreams, but let's just hope that it's true love that you two have.
Of course it is! We've tied together and nothing is ever going to come between us.
Well, good luck with that. I just hope that you two can stay together long enough to be married.
You'll see. We'll prove you wrong! We'll prove everyone wrong! And then you'll realize that you should have never underestimated me. Just now that I'm never going to work with your company again. So when I'm dominating the industry, you'll have to struggle just to keep the lights on.
Well, you have to have found your own company and get it off the ground first, so good luck with that. And do hurry up and send me the money that you owe me, okay?
Oh, you'll just have to wait for that. But don't worry. Once I have all my success, I'll be sure to pay you back that money with interest. And then you'll realize that that's only a taste of the wealth I'll have. Then you'll see how wrong you were about me.
Hey there, Mabel. I just thought you should know Jerome and I moved in together. At first, I was worried about all the things you were telling me about him, like how he wasn't a real CEO or how he embezzled from the company. But then he finally started his own company. And now we've moved into an amazing condo, and we're the happiest that we've ever been. It's amazing. You moved into a condo together with Jerome? Because I haven't even heard anything about him creating a new company. Well, I suppose that's probably because Jerome just runs in different circles from you, doesn't he? This is where we're going to move into. He told me that he already paid for the condo and that they're just getting it ready for us. Oh, wait a second. I think I recognize that view. Isn't that Mammoth Towers? You mean even you've heard of this amazing luxury condo building? Yeah, I have, actually. Do you know what room you're going to be living in? And just why would I share that with you? Don't tell me that you're going to try to break in and try to steal Jerome away from me. Because you should know that the building has guards in it and someone like you won't be allowed in. Right. Well, in that case, I guess you shouldn't worry about telling me the room number. Whatever. If you must know, the room number is 2305. So you're on the 23rd floor then? That's right. We're almost at the very top of the building. I've never gotten to stay in a place so nice. We're finally going to have our happily ever after. Well, it's just kind of funny because that's my unit. Wait, what? What in the world are you talking about? Do you really think I'm going to buy a lie like that? You have to come up with something better. I'm not kidding you at all. I own unit number 2305 in Mammoth Towers. Oh, just stop it already. Jerome sent me that photo from his phone. He was inside the unit and everything. There's no way that you own the building that we're about to move into. That doesn't make any sense at all. Well, yes, I'll say the interior does look like it's changed a lot. Although you should know that I got that unit because we bought it from Jerome's parents. But the building was under his dad's name for a while. Well, now you're not making any sense at all. How can it be your unit if it's under Jerome's dad's name? Okay, I guess I'll have to explain the whole thing then. So, that building was finished about a year ago. Around then, Jerome's dad thought to invest in the building company, thinking he would see some big returns. He bought a unit hoping to make a quick buck flipping it, but he wasn't able to pay for the whole thing. So then he came to me and asked me to buy it. So then, you're telling me that you bought this unit from Jerome's dad who couldn't afford to get one himself? Pretty much, yeah. But now that I look at this photo, I can see that this is from when Jerome's dad still took care of the place. And that's why it's so different from how I have the unit looking now. But this can't be right. I mean, Jerome said that he and I would be moving in there. I already have my bags packed and everything. Well, I don't know what to tell you, except that it's not Jerome's place to choose what to do with it. How could you do this to us? What's the matter with you? I didn't do anything. In fact, you were the one who said that you never wanted to talk to me again. So how is this all coming back on to me? Because we're supposed to go and live in that big condo building. We were supposed to have our happily ever after there. Why do you always have to ruin things for me, Mabel? You're the worst sister ever. Look, I know this is probably a lot for you to take right now, but you can't blame this on me. But it's not just now. You've always stolen everything I wanted from me, even when we were little. I didn't steal anything from you. In fact, you would always take from me. Whenever I tried to get it back, you would instantly start crying to get Mom and Dad on your side. But it's not fair. I want to live in that big condo. It should be all mine. Well, it was never yours nor Jerome's to begin with. A while ago, Jerome's dad needed money right away and offered to sell me the condo for the price he had put into it. I bought it and have been living there for a while. That's how I know that the interior looks different now. I don't know why Jerome thinks you two are moving in, but it's just not going to happen. If anything, I think that this is just one small part of a much larger lie that he's telling you. But this really isn't my problem anymore. Please don't bother me with stuff like this ever again. It turns out that when it was time to move, Jerome ended up taking my sister to go and move in with his parents. Apparently, they were in serious debt, and this was part of the plan to use Jerome and Tracy to pay off their debts. Tracy was messaging me, begging to help get her out of there, but I just read her texts and then blocked her number. She tried living with them for a couple of months, just hoping that this was all part of Jerome's plan to start his own company. Of course, he had never really even begun the process and was lying to Tracy this whole time about his intentions. I heard later from my parents that they ended up bailing out Tracy and rescuing her from her in-laws' house. Now, both my mom and dad are keeping a very close eye on Tracy and making sure she finds a job and learns some responsibility. As for me, life went on as normal. Nothing Jerome or Tracy did really ever had a chance to affect me. I told my parents that I wouldn't be doing anything to support my sister, and they understood and agreed with me.
I just thought you should know, Grandma's had a bad fall and she's currently in the hospital. She'll probably need all the help she can get while she recovers.
Oh no, is everything alright with her?
I think she hurt her leg and she's a bit bruised up, but overall she seems okay.
Okay, that's good. I'll go over and check on her this afternoon then. Actually, it'll be quite nice to get away from the house for a little bit and cool off a bit.
Cool off? Is everything okay?
Yeah, everything's okay.
Are you sure? I'm your sister, you know. You can tell me anything.
Yeah, I know. It's just, I had a bit of an argument with Steven is all. Nothing too major, but I just need a bit of time to relax and cool off.
Ah, I see. All right, well, just message if anything happens at the hospital.
I will. Thanks for letting me know.
No problem. Hey, Steve. I heard you and Phoebe had a bit of an argument this morning. Is everything all right?
Carmen?
Yep, it's me.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think she'd tell anyone about it, as it wasn't that big of a deal. It was just a little argument over me eating something she'd been saving. It's not like I did it on purpose. It wasn't labeled, so how was I supposed to know that I wasn't supposed to eat it?
Oh, of course. I totally agree with you. If someone wants to save something, then they should label it or leave a little note. People aren't mind readers.
Precisely, that's what I told her. Then she got all snippy and angry with me, and it became a whole thing.
Yeah, she can be quite dramatic and over the top sometimes. It's just one of her flaws.
Tell me about it. I mean, it's getting pretty tiring getting into arguments over the pettiest of things. Sometimes I think she does it on purpose just because she's bored or something. She's also too stubborn for her own good.
Yeah, well, that's just Phoebe. If she can't get her own way, then she'll throw a tantrum. LOL.
She's not that bad. At least, not all of the time. It's only very rare she'll get that upset or angry.
I guess. Although, I'm not like that at all. I've got a pretty even temperament, so I'm easy as anything to get along with. I mean, we're talking right now, aren't we?
I guess we are.
You know, if you've got any other annoyances with Phoebe, you can always confide in me, and I'll help you out as best as I can. I mean, as her older sister, who better to help you out and make sure you know the best way to deal with her?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I mean, only if you're okay with helping me and everything.
Of course. We'll have to keep our conversations private so Phoebe doesn't find out. She'd just freak out again.
Yeah, maybe we can meet up for coffee occasionally too?
That sounds wonderful to me. With my grandma needing someone to look after her while she recovers from her fall, we'll have plenty of time to meet up whilst Phoebe's taking care of her.
Oh yeah, that'll be useful. That way she won't get all annoying over us talking. I mean, it's not like we're doing anything wrong. Don't people want their partners and their family to get along? We're just being friendly.
Precisely. It's all perfectly okay and normal.
So, we'll arrange a time and place to meet?
I look forward to it.
Hey beautiful, how are you this morning?
Hey, handsome. I'm good. Missing you, though.
I know, me too. Phoebe should be going over to your grandma's today though, so we'll have plenty of time to meet up and have a little bit of fun together.
Oh, that's good. I was starting to think that maybe she was onto us, which is why she was hardly leaving you alone.
No, I think she's like that because our wedding anniversary's coming up.
Yes, I remember now. Well, who knows? Maybe you'll be able to get out of it.
Maybe. Anyway, I've gotta go. I gotta get ready for work. I just wanted to see how you were this morning, but I'll meet you later, when Phoebe goes to your grandma's.
Sounds good to me. I can't wait to see you.
Me neither.
Are you kidding me? Please tell me what I just saw wasn't real.
What did you see?
I saw you kissing my husband, as you both had coffee at the new place that recently opened up.
Oh, you saw that?
Yes, of course I saw it. It's impossible not to notice when your husband is kissing your sister.
Well, can you really blame him?
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, it's not rocket science. You're clearly not making him happy as his wife. So he's decided to be with someone prettier, funnier, smarter, and just overall much better than you. Lots of men would do the same thing if they were in his position.
They wouldn't. No self-respecting man would cheat on his wife with her sister.
Well, I'd clearly just make him more happy than you do. He told me how you're always being argumentative over little things, and how you kind of annoy him with all of your bad habits and little quirks. Like nagging him all the time. You want someone with a bit more of a refined and mature personality.
Oh, please. That's not you at all. And you're only getting half the story. I bet he's made himself out to be like a saint or something, right? Well, he isn't. You haven't had to live with him. He makes arguments out of nothing, and he's incredibly lazy and messy. There's a reason why I have to nag him.
Yeah. You'd say anything to try and make him look bad. The fact of the matter is, though, that he's decided to move on with me. He doesn't want some loser wife who doesn't even have a job. I mean, with the amount you work, it's like you're putting in labor like a slave. You even stopped looking for jobs. How do you even contribute around the house? I have to admit, I feel pity for my little sister that she's so useless that even being a housewife is too difficult for her, and her husband would rather run off with me.
I launched my own business 4 years ago.
Huh?
Didn't Steven tell you? No, probably not. He doesn't like people knowing that I'm so much smarter than he is, that I have successfully set up my own company, which is steadily gaining interest from people all over the world.
As if I'm going to believe that. You're just trying to make yourself sound better than you are. At least Steven has a job and everything. He'll be head of his company in no time and we'll be living the high life.
If that's what you think, then you are truly naive. But fine, if that's how you want to play, you can have the lying, cheating so-and-so. Why would I want to continue being his wife when he's purposefully gone and betrayed me in one of the worst ways possible? As far as I'm concerned, the two of you deserve each other. But you'll see soon enough, things aren't all sunshine and daisies with him. The cold hard truth will hit you like a brick wall to the face. And when that happens, don't bother trying to come to me to beg for my forgiveness. In fact, don't bother me at all. We're no longer sisters.
What? Are you actually serious? You're going to cut me out of your life all because of some guy?
Steven wasn't just some guy. He was the man who I loved dearly and who I thought loved me too. Guess I was wrong about that, though.
Fine then. At least me and Steven won't have to hide our love for one another anymore. We're free to show everyone exactly how we feel about one another.
Great. He can move on with you then, because I don't want him anywhere near me.
It doesn't matter. With how charming he is, he'll be promoted soon and we'll be able to afford a much nicer house to live in than your crummy little place. I've really hit the jackpot with him, haven't I?
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
You're just jealous because he loves me now and not you.
If that's what you want to think, then so be it. But I'm done talking with you. After how you've betrayed me and how you've both betrayed me, I don't want to hear from either one of you again.
Fine by me. We don't need you anymore anyway. You just got in the way.
Well, you don't need to worry about me being in the way anymore, as I won't be in either of your lives.
Great. That sounds fine by me. I've got what I want from you anyway.
That's because you're a selfish, cold-hearted, backstabbing witch.
Sticks and stones, love. Your pettiness is starting to show.
I'll be showing my fist to your face soon if you don't get lost.
Fine. Goodbye then. Don't bother trying to win Steven back. It won't work. Me and him are completely in love now.
Of course you are. Well, whatever. He's your problem now.
Huh? How could you let this happen? Why did you tell me that Steven lost his job? He's been lying to me, saying he's going to work all this time, when in reality he's just been going to the bar and drinking all day before coming home to make it look like he went to work. It's ridiculous.
Oh, Carmen. Yeah, he lost his job roughly 4 months ago now. Roughly the same time you seduced him, right?
But without a job, he's not able to earn money. He was supposed to be the one who worked whilst I enjoyed myself at home, reading, cooking, relaxing, and basically just doing whatever I wanted.
Poor you. Looks like your wishes aren't going to come true.
But that's not fair. He should be the one working, not me. I'm having to support the both of us on a tiny bartender's salary. It's not enough.
Well then, I suggest you try and start making a bit more money. Steven won't be moving from that house for at least another few months. He'll probably sit there and veg out simply because he doesn't want to work.
What? You have to take him back. I can't deal with him anymore. His constant whining and messy ways, on top of him being broke, just makes him more effort than he's worth. You can have him back.
No thanks. I'm so much better off right now without him. I never knew how stressed he made me until he was gone. Now it's like I'm finally free to be me again. Anyway, I'm going to go. I've got business to run and money to make. See ya.
No, wait! You're my sister! You should help me out!
You mean like how you helped me by stealing my husband? Yeah, I don't think so. See you, Carmen. Have a nice life, because I'm not going to be involved in it anymore. You're not my sister anymore. Goodbye. This just goes to show that the grass isn't always greener on the other side. Both Carmen and Stephen lost out here. Carmen lost me as a sister, as there was no way I could trust her after what she did. And Stephen lost me as a wife, who, yes, could get annoyed at him, but ultimately who would help him and make him a better man. The last I heard, Carmen was still working at the bar for money, and Stephen was just vegging out at home, clearly with no inclination to get a job. Carmen is going to see just how difficult he can be. As for me, my company is doing great, and I've even started looking for locations to set up a few physical stores. I'm so excited for it all, and I can't wait. Wish me luck.